United States Supreme Court's Birthright Citizenship ruling, full breakdown and what comes next. Classical building. What happened? On June 27, 2025, the U.S. Supreme Court issued a major ruling, not directly about birthright citizenship, but about how federal judges can block presidential actions. The case revolves around Executive Order 14160, signed by former President Donald Trump on January 20, 2025, aiming to deny automatic U.S. citizenship to children born in the U.S. if their parents are undocumented immigrants, non-citizen residents with temporary legal status, e.g. tourists, students, visa workers. This executive order was quickly blocked by multiple federal judges, but the Supreme Court has now limited judges' ability to issue nationwide injunctions, meaning courts may no longer block policies across the entire country unless very specific criteria are met. Balance scale. What the Supreme Court actually ruled. The court did not rule on whether Trump's executive order is constitutional. Instead, they focused on procedure, saying, lower courts should not have issued sweeping nationwide injunctions. Injunctions must be limited to the plaintiffs and affected regions. The court sent the case back to the lower courts with instructions to revise their rulings. It also imposed a 30-day stay, meaning the policy will remain blocked nationwide for one more month, giving courts time to adjust. Police car light. What does this mean? This ruling has two big implications. 1. Legal power shift. Federal courts can no longer block laws nationwide by default. That weakens a common tool used by legal challengers to stop controversial presidential policies, whether immigration-related or otherwise. 2. Path forward for Trump's order. Though birthright citizenship remains intact for now, Trump's policy could soon take effect in some parts of the U.S., especially in states not covered by lawsuits or new injunctions. This could lead to a patchwork system where a child born in California is a U.S. citizen at birth, but a child born the same day in Florida isn't, because of their parents' status. Legal scholars warn this could create chaos, confusion, and lawsuits nationwide. Brain background. What is birthright citizenship? The 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution says, all persons born or naturalized in the United States, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States. This has long been interpreted to mean that any child born on U.S. soil is automatically a citizen, regardless of their parents' immigration status. Trump and his allies argue that children of undocumented immigrants or temporary visitors should not qualify, claiming they are not subject to the jurisdiction of the U.S. in the full legal sense. Magnifying glass tilted left. What happens next? Here's how the legal and political battles will likely unfold. White heavy checkmark 1. Lower courts will revisit injunctions. District courts must now narrow their rulings, possibly applying them only to the states involved in the lawsuits, the individual plaintiffs, class action groups, if new ones are formed. White heavy checkmark 2. New lawsuits are coming. Immigrant rights groups and state attorneys general are already preparing class action lawsuits to maintain broader protections. These could re-establish nationwide blocks indirectly, by covering wide classes of affected people. White heavy checkmark 3. Patchwork enforcement begins. If no nationwide ruling is restored, the Trump administration can enforce EO 14160 in some states. Others will block enforcement through their courts. Families might move across state lines just to secure birthright status. White heavy checkmark 4. Return to the Supreme Court? Eventually, the case is expected to return to the Supreme Court, this time to answer the core question. Does the 14th Amendment guarantee citizenship to all U.S.-born children, regardless of their parents' status? Fire reactions. Speech balloon. Immigrant advocates. This ruling opens the door to stateless children and legal uncertainty. The Constitution is clear. Every child born here is a citizen. ACLU attorney. Speech balloon. Trump supporters. This is a step toward restoring American sovereignty. We shouldn't hand out citizenship like candy to people breaking the law.